Welcome to San Antonio by Night. I'm Rose and I will be your storyteller throughout this campaign. I'd like to let you know that we are playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, although there are pieces of this particular story that will not match up with the lore. The city was itself created before the new system was released, and so there are parts of it that may not make any particular sense with the general lore. But we are trying our best to play within the new system. Please know that our group as a whole has had extensive conversations around safety and consent within this game. There will be times and transitions throughout our game that may not make sense to you. We are doing everything within our power to protect the safety of people in our homes, including children, our players at the table, as well as keep the content within what we have agreed to. We encourage everyone, any role player, to have these kinds of conversations with everyone at their table. But specifically tonight, we would like to offer trigger warnings and content warnings for the following things. As we enter into tonight's episode, I would like to give you a little bit of information about the city. San Antonio came into being in its current state around about 100 years ago. The city itself is functioning on the understanding that the Sabbat incursion is still happening from South America. Literally, pun intended, San Antonio is the last stand, if you will, into Camarilla territory. It finds itself with an interesting situation. It's got 5 governors, 6 kind of, if you count Steve, and primogens and a prince. The division of power is an intricate structure within the city, and our 5 brand new vampires have thrown a ringer into that situation. Our particular story takes place with players who are not playing what is typical for Vampire the Masquerade. Normally, people have been vampires for a period of time. We, on the other hand, have made a decision to take human players, throw them into the mix of this particular brood of vipers, and watch what happens as they slowly lose their humanity and become the monsters that we all know vampires to be. This particular season of this city will have themes of loss of humanity, of watching one dive deeply into the darkest parts of their soul and try to decide whether they will or will not come out the same on the other side. We hope that you enjoy this city as much as we do.
Good evening and welcome to San Antonio by Night. I'm Rose and I will be your storyteller this evening. I'm known as RPG Mom on TikTok. Pearl?
Hi, I'm Pearl. I'm Linen and Spice on TikTok and Twitter, and I'm playing Claudia, who, as of last episode, is apparently Amelia Starr's accountant. Not the spicy kind.
Handler? I think she used handler.
Handler?
Yeah.
I could have sworn I heard accountant.
Both. I think she used both. Yeah.
I mean, it's really close to the reality of the situation. Hi, my name's Del, otherwise known on Mootly, on the TikToks, on YouTube, on Nodaki, and a whole bunch of other places. I will be playing Amelia Starr, the latest genius of the theatre, as per last week's episode, creating chaos. And poor Claudia having to clean up the mess all the time.
Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie, also known as Dungeon Mistress Katie on TikTok. And also Jessie, apparently, in certain circles. I'll be playing Sylvie, the emotional support gangrel, who is simultaneously having gay panic and really, really sure of herself, depending on the moment.
Depending on if it's a girl.
The prince is a girl. She stood up to the prince, kind of.
I did. I kind of flirted with the prince, and everyone was confused, and I don't
I
know.
was confused.
And you were rewarded with a finger up the nose.
I was.
Up the
I was.
nose. Perfect.
And I sneezed because Sylvie's got allergies. So
So last we left off, you had just reported your Shakespearean experience to the prince, and you all are currently standing in Elysium, just outside of the main court area. And the city and the world are yours.
The first thing that Amelia's going to do is she's going to go into her phone and change Trixie's name to Valkyrie
Yeah.
in her contact list.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you, Carson Dean. She is now obsessed.
Perfect.
hmm.
I will also say the prince did remind you that you have a task that she would like you to be working on.
Should we go check in with Dad and see where they're up to as far as looking at footage and things like that?
We could do that. We were also talking about tracking down a glassblower as well. And I think there was something else.
We haven't chased up the blood bags, I don't think.
Or the armor.
Or the army.
Or the armor.
Did we decide the armor was going to potentially be like a European excursion? So I feel like
It
that's
could
not,
be.
that's not a thing we can do tonight. I don't think.
Well, do we want to check in with Rue to see what's going on with the blood bags?
Sure.
Or
That's a good idea.
lead the way, our almighty Tremere.
Well, I'm not sure. Would they be in Elysium at the moment? I mean, they haven't called a
No, I think they would just be at her office where she normally hangs out. Your vibe?
Sure. Well, sounds good. We could check in with Rue if...
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do it. I guess... Did we have the van with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or...
You have both the cars. You have Izzy's car and the van.
Well, Izzy needs to go and do that thing, so she can take her car and go do that thing. Love you, sick person. She can go and do that thing, and we can take my van.
Sure.
Sounds fine.
I give Amelia directions to get to Tremere
Amelia
headquarters.
pretends like she's never ever been there before. And follows the directions.
All right. So Rue's office is in the actually it's a side building to the building in which you woke Claudia. Right? It was you that was in the lab?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, does that mean the security guard's around?
Oh no. Do we have to go through that same entrance, or is there like a separate entrance?
No, you don't.
Damn it.
Okay. All right, go up to Rue's office, I guess.
To get my accent out. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Amelia makes finger guns at all the hot vampire witches.
Her office here is less, like how in Elysium there's kind of each of the hallways. This is very much a medical, business office.
Knock on the door.
No answer.
Maybe she's not in.
Try knocking again.
No answer.
Is it locked?
Mm-hmm.
Does she have like a secretary or someone who manages her diary? Like a seneschal or like Amelia wouldn't know that word, like assistant.
Well, we can,
Not that
we
you've
can ask
ever
around.
seen.
Maybe ask at the reception.
You can do that.
Back to the I guess we just track back to the reception area.
Mhm.
Amelia lets Claudia take the lead because this is her place and her vibe, and she does know how to keep her mouth shut occasionally.
Well, I'll ask the person, I guess, at the reception desk. Hi, we're wondering if Rue is in at the moment.
No, I think she's down at the labs.
Oh, okay. Just next door, or
No, no, the labs.
Like the base?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the.
Then I
The
believe
labs.
that information is confidential.
Oh shit.
Okay, fair enough. Is there a place we can leave a message for her?
Mm-hmm. You can leave it with me.
Wonderful. If you could let Rue know that. Well, I guess that the three of us called in to have a chat with her. That would be wonderful. Claudia, Amelia, Sylvie.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
You're a dick.
I know.
I guess we'll get out of your hair. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. You can see there's this air of like, as soon as she said like the labs and there was no reaction from you all, like her whole attitude kind of shifted.
What's the labs?
Now I need to know what the labs are.
Should we talk to Sombra? I mean, I know. Have we got any reason to? I mean, aside from these mysterious labs, have we got any reason to talk to Sombra at the moment?
I don't see why we wouldn't have a reason for you to talk to Sombra. I can make up a reason for you to talk to Sombra if you would like.
Selfie. If we don't have
any
if we don't have
miraculous
a
things
valid
happened
reason.
lately? But what is valid? Just wanting to see her face is a valid reason. When you're so
true.
obviously in love with her.
Oh no. Are we in private? Like, is there anyone else?
No, I
around?
just wandered out. Like, I'm assuming we've wandered out at the front. So I'm not going to, like, say this in front of the receptionist. I'm not terrible.
You guys are wandering back to the car.
Like,
I'll check in with her
dude,
another time.
if I was not, like, totally besotted by, like, Trixie, I'd give it a shot. She'd probably kill me. But, you know, unless you shoot your shot, you never know. That's basically what happened with Trixie. Sometimes you hit a home run.
You never know.
Can you imagine if you had a girlfriend who is that powerful? Like, can you imagine? That'd be so good for us. I mean, you.
Or, you know,
You?
just like
Great for
that
you.
she's hot and that it's a great relationship and not.
Yes, that's what I meant right there. Yep. Yep.
I don't want to ruin anything. You know what? I think I would rather just have her as a mentor, at least for the time being.
Okay.
Maybe someday I'll shoot my shot. But it is not today.
Not today, Satan.
Today is not the day. And she
I
is
am
not
not
the
the
one.
But she could be the one.
She could be.
Not today.
Look, even Sylvie shot her shot the other day.
I did. And if someone can kill me It's the prince.
You mean the other day by like tonight, earlier
Yeah.
tonight.
I mean, like Jesse.
Earlier tonight. Oh, Jesse. But it also
Was that your version of shooting your shot with the prince? Okay. No, I meant like the human that I was trying to like bring into my herd, but now I can't because you're gonna.
I mean,
Look, you know, bros before herds or something. Like, you know, I'm not gonna like now feed on her and bring her as part of my like herd, but like, I don't know.
hers before hers.
What do you have about peeing on my shit?
You know what? She wasn't yours. I'm not actually trying to like take Trixie away from you or anything. This is some random.
But you did pee on her leg.
On Trixie's? I mean,
well, you technically peed on mine. But what is it with you and like really cutting my grass?
you have so much. I'm just.
Grass?
I've just been.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
Have we heard about that? Like, do we like? You said you had a girlfriend.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
As we get into the van and started up, like just kind of sitting in the car park, not knowing what we're doing and having a gas bag.
So, I talked to Dad about severing communication, even if they find her, because of what happened with Alexander. Like, we have no idea. I mean, Jen knew that Alex was a
Is he a
assassin,
professional
right?
assassin?
She knew he was an assassin of sorts, like, or some sort of like.
Oh no, I'm
situation.
asking, is Emma a professional assassin?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you're saying like because of
Emma
the
an
Alexander
assassin?
situation, and I was like, what? Is everyone dating assassins apart from Claudia? And is he? But is Ramon a kind of assassin? Maybe of my brain cells, but like
An assassin of culinary. Anyway, no. So Emma's not an assassin to my knowledge. But here's the thing: like, she didn't know everything about Alex. Like, she knew that part of his personality, but she didn't, or his job. But like, she didn't know he was a hunter. You know, and that came back to nearly almost kill us.
mhm.
So I just feel like severing ties with my human world might be a good idea. So
How
as
are
of
you
right
gonna do
now, I'm not looking for her. I'm just gonna let her be, because I'm afraid that if either A, she finds me and then something gets screwed up and we both die, or I just don't want to. I feel like it's better for her just to.
But how
I'm really
you
sorry,
like?
Sylvie. That sucks.
How are you actively cutting ties though? Just she
The-
might
the-
try and come and find you.
The conversation was if Dad, because I mean, she's never going to be able to come near us without Dad knowing, right? Dad knows
Mhm.
everything. Dad sees everything. So if Dad, because he said they found her, but they didn't have like an exact like where she was. They just knew she was on her way to a certain place. So I told him if like, you know, if it comes to that, we will fake my death. Like,
Can I make a suggestion to both of you?
Mhm.
Dad is lovely. He's not your friend.
I know.
And don't owe people favors. Because that will come back and bite you.
Sure.
So if there is a way that you can do things independently, or at least with your close allies, either one of us or, you know, Kai, I would strongly recommend stop depending on Steve, on unless you have, and she quickly glances up, she glances at Claudia, unless you have something that you can offer them or give them. That's all I'm saying. Just
Makes
we're
sense.
kind of bound together. Trauma bonding, But also, like, you know, we're a coterie, so us fucking each other over at this point is like a really bad idea.
Sure. I don't need Dat to fake my death for me. I will do that. All he's doing is just surveilling. So if she comes near us, he'll let me know.
He is doing something for you that he is not obligated to do.
No.
Or required to do, because he isn't our tool. I'm just like, do what you will with that, but
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, I like the guy. I like them. I really like them.
Me too.
Like, there are so many dicks, but also, like,
They're not one of them.
if he needs to do they need to do something to survive,
Mm-hmm.
or they need a favor. Why do you think as soon as he did all that stuff, they did all that stuff for us? I was like, so what can I do for you?
Right.
Because I don't. She kind of like grinds her teeth in the memory of a favor that she owes already. Don't owe favors.
Okay. That's good to know. So that's fine. I don't think she's gonna come back. I really don't.
How much did she love you?
And we've known each other since we were kids.
If the situation had been flipped, would you come back?
That's fair.
I'm not trying to be an asshole.
No, you're not. You're not at all. But I definitely, like, I guess what it comes down to is I am intentionally planning on severing contact with Emma for everyone's safety.
I guess the idea is also you can give yourself a new name.
I could what?
If you're going to fake your death, you can't walk around
No one
calling
knows
yourself
my...
Sylvie
Yeah,
all
but
the time.
Sylvie's a relatively common name, and no one knows my last name.
But she knows your name is Sylvie. If you fake your death and she hears of someone called Sylvie running around San Antonio with an approximate looks like you.
What's the option? Am I supposed to... I'm not killing her.
No, but I'm just saying, like, new name, new face.
Yeah, but I like
new
my
appearance.
Name. I like my name. I like my name, and I like my hair now. It's very nice. Shiny.
She's like, I glammed up as a vamp.
Fucking hell. I didn't look like this before. I think this is a big improvement. Anyway,
Sylvia, I disbanded my band for a reason. And I ain't going to be running around as Amelia Starr for much longer.
You're still going as Amelia Starr. What happened
for
here?
now?
Like, did they leave the country?
They're doing their thing. I set them off to explore new opportunities because I am unstable and unreliable.
So then what's the option?
You want to roll it?
For what? As to what to do?
I guess you don't want to roll it then.
I just don't know what I'm rolling for. What am I rolling for?
You just asked Amelia what happened to her band.
Oh,
and she outright just lied to your face.
My brain just went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to roll it.
Amelia, roll your manipulation and your subterfuge. Heather, too, roll your wits and your insight.
Oh, I love this plan. This is excellent.
1 hunger die.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
1, 2, 6.
6 for me too.
Shit,
including
we all got 6.
Damn it. I got 3 10s. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I got 2 10s.
I got no 10s, but I got a 6 because I stupid amount of dice.
So what happens if it's a tie?
I would argue that you guys have the inkling that Amelia might not be telling the truth.
the whole
but
truth. And
like the emotional like ramifications of I murdered all my fucking friends and Steve cleaned up the bodies for me was probably not the hint that you got. Maybe that they had an argument, or it's not as copacetic as she's playing it off. I don't know. Storyteller, does that sound fair?
I'm
Like
good
you
with
get
that.
an inkling that something's not right, but
She didn't tell you the whole truth, but you don't know what that is.
Okay.
God damn it, Pearl! Those 10s were coming for me.
They really were. They really
I'm
were.
like the
3
fact
of
that they got 10. Yeah, so I'm cool with that. Like, just something's not. She's intentionally doing something here with her language, but
Claudia can probably tell that Amelia is uncomfortable, or at least she changes the topic.
I would
Actually, this
argue,
is-
though, it's particular with Claudia, because Claudia is the only one who's directly asked, who saw what Amelia did with her makeup when Genevieve died, and asked directly, does that mean something?
Yeah.
That she has slightly more of a weird kind of sense. But anyway, I just thought I thought that was a fair connection for Claudia to make.
Yeah, definitely. Still changing the topic. This might actually be a good time to ask for some advice about disconnecting from my human life, I guess. The thing I'm struggling with is my sister. My job, that's fine. I have what I've already handed in my resignation. Like, has enough time passed? Yeah. The job, that's totally fine. I'm out of that. The thing is my sister and my LARP group. And I've been thinking about it because I would really like to keep my LARP group. Especially if we can come to some kind of arrangement with regard to feeding.
So faking your
I don't
death
know.
isn't an option because you want to
Yeah.
maintain their connection with them.
That's the thing.
So how do you make your sister hate you?
You mean like, so I have an excuse to not talk to her ever again, sort of thing?
Well, so she goes no contact and never wants to speak to you ever again.
I don't know.
I mean, it's horrible and it's heartbreaking and it's a horrible thing to say. And but it's not more like you'll always have the temptation to reach out to her. I don't think that'll ever go away. Like, you know, just don't let yourself get caught stalking her. But like, it's more you want to make her stop looking for you. Same kind of thing with Emma. Like, how do you make them stop caring? Like, time will fix that to some element, I guess. Like, they'll die. Jesus, that's fucking depressing.
Yeah, but that's like a 60-year, depending on how old they are.
Yeah. So how do you...
So let me ask you this. What if we joined a cult?
We kind of have. I mean,
Sure. But like a well-known cult. And we like reached out and we're like, hey, we can never see you again because of this religion that we've joined. I don't know. It's just a thought.
my
Depends.
sister would not buy that straight up. She, unfortunately,
I can't see... no. If I knew you before, I would not see... Is it...
Fair.
Yeah. The cult of LARP? Like, I don't know. I've chosen to live a full-time medieval life. She could still come
How,
visit you at the
how
Ren
amazing
Fair.
would that be?
I've donated.
I just think of
donated my
dysentery
body
and
to
say
science.
no, not at all.
I think I'll probably need to think about it. I think, but I can't see any other decent options aside from emotionally destroy her.
I guess the question is which is kinder. You know, kind of like with the... What's the option? Because if you don't, and she gets caught up,
Yeah.
then you have to kill her.
Yeah.
Or Steve, or the Prince would. Or Sombra would. Knowing Sombra, she'd probably do it just to spare you the pain. Because she that no, that's not the time. It is kinder to let her go. Because in the end, like, you aren't who you were, you who you are now. And it's your desire to hold on to that.
Yeah.
Because she will have a better life. Not knowing you, because if she knows you, she will end up dead.
That's a hard reality to face.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll think of something.
I guess, I don't know.
I think you're right.
Maybe this is the thing that, I don't know if you've discussed it to Sombra or anything like that, but like, I guess we didn't get a choice. So we can't say, why did I choose this? Why did I say yes? Because I wanted power, or I wanted this, or wanted that. I mean, I guess, despite them continually warning that Trixie and I won't last, I have that.
Yeah.
I kind of knew the world and I wanted to be part of it. And the person I'm in love with is here, and I get to, like, not grow old with her. That's a really weird sentence, but, like, now she doesn't have to watch me die. And I don't have to be old while she stays young.
Yeah.
But, like, so I've found a reason. And this world still gives me an opportunity to be useful for and take care of the people I care about using my abilities and skills. I guess you have to find your reason. I mean, wasn't that the problem for Genevieve in the end, that once Alexander was gone, she had no reason? All her reason was attached to the mortal... Well, it turned up not being attached to the mortal world, but was attached to her mortal relationships beforehand.
Yeah, I don't want to get to that point.
So what do you want?
I mean, at the moment, I don't think my reasons would be attached to people. But I want to. I want to know what I'm capable of. I want to know how strong I can be.
You're a badass bitch is what you are.
And here's the thing. To become that, this kind of is the first necessary step.
Yeah. Doesn't make it suck any less.
Maybe one day when we're a little bit older, because we're just babies, as they keep telling us. 4, 5 weeks old at this point, who knows?
Time is meaningless at this point.
But
Yes.
Trixie keeps telling me that, like, at one point, I guess Javier, it makes more sense when Javier and the old man tell me that after a while, these things don't matter as much anymore. And hey, you got your magic.
I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
See?
You're a fucking
that,
blood witch.
That
You're a blood witch. Like-
smile.
Doesn't get any better than that.
So are you going to be able to turn around and say, it's because I want power?
You mean like that would be my reason for existing?
Well, that really weird smile that you got when I said you've got blood magic, uwaru, is the same smile when I think of Trixie's tits. So when are you gonna like openly say that you actually want power?
I think there's two kinds of power, or at least in my head, and I maybe this doesn't make sense. I don't know, but like on the one hand, there is the power involved in innately knowing what you're capable of, and like an internal power, and then there's the external power, like that you have over others, and I definitely don't want that. I want to see how powerful I can get for me, just me. Not.
Like you don't want to.
I didn't say that power was a dirty word.
But you don't want to be like a primogen. You just want to be a powerful you.
Right. Exactly. I want to be able to defend myself.
So you're sick of getting stepped on?
Yeah.
Well, Sombra steps on you. That might be fun. This is not a game for children.
Not.
If anyone was curious.
I'm sorry, wait. That was the moment that made you realize all of the things?
It was just more reinforcement of that. Like, I already
of all the things. We started
all
the
the things.
episode with a goddamn trigger warning. And you say, step on me, and that's the thing.
It's fine.
Lord.
Hashtag step on me. You know, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see power as bad because people have always used it against you?
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting power and wanting to be able to stop people from walking all over the top of you and being a badass bitch and telling people to fuck off. Because that's what I want. Like,
yeah.
I want to fucking stomp on people. And right now I can't, and I'm very frustrated.
I guess the power to protect others isn't a bad form of power. Like not to be ruling them or anything, but I guess if you take a leadership position, I guess you can become responsible for protecting those that you're leading.
And sometimes you have to do stuff you don't like. But that's because you have the power, and you have the power to do it. I'm just saying. It ain't necessarily bad, love.
And I have to protect my sister. And
by making her hate you.
Yeah.
I had a thought. What if we break into Sebastian's house, you murder him, and then you just show up and say, hey, I'm your boss now? Like,
I don't think that's how it works, Sylvie. I know you spend a lot of time on the streets, and I know I'm not a very corporate person, but I just don't feel like how that is. And you've quit your job, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what if like we make it like, what if we somehow have maybe Izzy hack into whatever website or whatever that holds his will, and then it says, I bequeath the company to Claudia if anything ever happens to me, and then we kill him and you just legally are in charge.
Honestly, if I manage to when I manage to
that's the right word. When.
To deal with Sebastian, I kind of want to be done with the whole thing. You know, like the work
Okay.
thing. Yeah, right. That would kind of be my closure, and I would be really happy to just walk away and never come back.
That's fair. We still need to kill him.
How did you get a promotion? Murder. I think HR would question that one, Sylvie. I'm just saying.
I think it's a good plan, but if you want to walk away, that's up to you. But I think at some point someone needs to die, and then someone else needs to take over. And I have murder on the mind.
I think that we need to let Claudia do it however Claudia
I
wants,
agree.
and we just watch the doors.
I agree.
Says the one who's been telling her she has to make her sister hate her and that there's not another way.
I'm just talking about murder.
No.
She needs to murder
I'm
him
sorry, I
herself, and we are
apologize.
I am championing her agency in however she wishes to do that murder. So, after that little heart-to-heart about shit and killing people and lives, so we're unsupervised without Izzy. What do we want to do?
Glory holes.
I need context, babe. I mean, I can take you to the village if you want. Like,
Lesbian.
there's plenty
No.
there.
No, not what I'm. Glass blowing. Glory holes. I thought that was more. Never mind.
Oh.
So we should figure out the glass situation.
Actually, that's a good point.
Okay. Do we
didn't
look
think
that up in
I-
the yellow pages or the internet? Like, is there a glass blower?
I feel like Google is better than Yellow Pages.
You all prior had learned that there was a glass blower up in the hill country,
Forgot about
Cool.
that.
which
who
would take
has
you
the
about
glasses?
huh?
Do we have the glasses, or does Dolores have the glasses at the moment?
You have she had two, I think. You can have had them back if you would like them back. Yeah, I mean, enough time has passed that you all have gotten the glasses back, and all the things that you, that apply to your creation. You have the glasses back, the armor, that kind of stuff. Dolores had shared with you when it was returned that the only local artisan that she could think of, or at least in the region, that would be able to pull something like this off would have been the glassblower it's called Glazing Saddles.
Nice.
Okay. So how do we get there?
Yeah. Should we go pay them a visit?
Which is just north of Kai's territory.
Is there anything we should know about the area?
It's north of Kai's territory.
That's it. That's all we know.
So how far of a drive is it?
Like 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So north of Kai's territory is whose territory?
Outside the city limit.
Outside this. Oh, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember.
So is that anybody's territory?
Belongs to someone.
The werewolves. It's the werewolves, isn't it? The goddamn werewolves are in Appalachia. That tracks. That makes sense. Because you were saying that the werewolf sounds were happening from the north, and I was found in. Yep, all of that tracks.
Shit. Do we have to ask permission? No. Or can we just? Do you want to call Kai or Zara and ask what's the go?
Yeah, good idea.
Sure. I could do that. So pick up my phone and call Kai. Hey buddy, so the coterie, I know you know we're a coterie now, right?
Yeah, man.
Cool. So the coterie needs to make an excursion north of your territory. So we wanted to make sure that that was okay. We're not like going to cause trouble, but we do need to go into what I believe to be werewolf territory to visit a glassblower. We wanted to talk to you, see if like there was somebody we had needed to talk to before going into that territory.
And he hangs up.
Okay, so Kai just hung up on me.
Maybe check with Zara.
And the pretty shortly thereafter, you get a text message from Sombra.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does it say?
The text message just says, if you are going along this path, I need to speak with you.
Hey, we get to see Sombra after all.
Sounds good. I guess we have to go see
Turn
Sombra.
do a loop and go back to the car park that we came from.
Pretty much.
She messages you where that she will meet you in Kai's territory.
Where specifically in Kai's? Where specifically do you want to meet?
She sends you like a cross section
Okay.
at the very north edge.
Okay.
This sounds ominous.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Crossroads Demon, if there were such a thing. But then again, 6 weeks ago, I didn't think vampires were real, so who the hell knows? I know nothing.
Your girlfriend is such an enigma.
Yeah.
Her girlfriend. Oh,
I know I got that. I don't have one yet. I did.
Wait,
Regardless. What?
Amelia just keeps driving, giggling to herself. While this what happens in the background? And Amelia's like so proud of herself. Like, yeah.
What time is it by now? Probably still.
1 maybe. He's got a few hours.
We drive.
All right. You get to the cross sections, and Sombra is sitting in the parking lot next to the highway. There's you're in like a strip mall kind of area. She's just sitting there, sitting next to her, leaning against her car.
Damn.
Yeah, that's an image.
Wave through the window while we're pulling in.
While your two Moran friends are like, Simpy.
It's all right. Break her in slowly.
And we roll out.
We do. Hey, Sombra.
Evening, ladies.
So I'm
How's your
assuming
night been?
Evening.
Kai called you.
Kai has been instructed that he is not allowed to assist you in this way.
Okay.
We understand that at some point you all would need to probably leave and potentially head into this area. Kai, I've lost the voice, sorry. Kai has a special relationship. One that may have made you, and looking specifically at Sylvie, less frightened or prepared for where you're going.
Of the werewolves?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not less afraid of the werewolves. Like, I know they could tear me apart. 2 seconds. I just
So I need you all to know. Understand. You need to go. You need to look. Someone needs to go and someone needs to look. But if a werewolf were to come into this city and we lost 20 kindred because one werewolf came in, we would consider it a victory.
Oh, shit.
You leave the territory. We are not responsible and no one will come for you. You use your powers, they will likely be able to find you.
Okay.
They have an ability to come through mirrors. And you are headed somewhere where there's glass and reflective surfaces.
Shit.
Good luck. And she turns and gets in her car and drives off.
Amelia gets out her permanent marker, Sharpie, and just starts like coloring in the mirrors, like the side mirrors and the rear view mirror on the van before they even like leave. She's just like paranoid all of a sudden. Is like tries to find every reflective surface in the car to just like.
Can we remove them entirely? Would that work?
Amelia goes, yeah, fuck it, and just like wrenches off like. It's a beaten up van anyway. She does not give a shit. She just like literally rips off all the mirrors on the car and like chucks them in the bin in the shopping center car park. She's just like, nope. So,
Claudia, you get a text message that says, "Don't die."
From Sombra. Just text her back. We'll do our best not to. Thank you.
Amelia like sends a message to like Trixie, like, hey Valkyrie, turns out I'm doing something really dumb, but that I have to do. Going into werewolf territory. Love you.
And Sylvia will text Jesse, hey babe, you want to go on a date do you want to go on a date next week? She is absolutely sure she's going to live through this night. She's putting it out in the world.
All right.
So no powers. So that means like no jumping around like a fancy pants.
That you can do. You're like natural powers, right? So things like
So like Cat's Grace would be fine.
Cat's Grace is fine. The Seeing in the Dark one.
But any of like the
higher
cloud memory
hearing, you know, advanced hearing, fortitude, some of the strong ones. But things like awe, presence,
obfuscate,
mind map,
stay in the
mind
same
cloud,
spot
obfuscate, that kind of stuff is gonna
So like all of my powers.
ring some bells. Potentially is what you gather from what you were told.
So one,
If we can't even use if we can't even use cloud memory, we're gonna have to be really careful.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Amelia's gonna like go into like the back of a van and like she rubs off like the marks, like the 4 marks on her face, and like tries to use like contour and shit to like make her face look different. So she doesn't look obviously like herself.
Okay.
Just to like, because she can't use cloud memory and she's a very noticeable person, so she's actively trying to like make herself look a little bit different.
Has she got a mirror to do that in, or is she doing it without a mirror?
I guess she's doing it in a mirror, in her like makeup mirror for now. And then she'll finish doing it and then go, ah! And like chuck it in the bin. And for a moment she pauses and looks at herself in the mirror and is like,
Are you okay, Amelia?
yeah, I'm a bit recognizable, you know what I mean? Just need to not be me.
Do you want some help with the makeup?
Yes, that would be amazing. You have a totally different style than me?
Yeah.
Maybe we
so
could be like sisters. No.
I will help Amelia put on some relatively conservative makeup, especially like compared to what she normally has on. So probably, I guess probably I would fish some of my own makeup out as well to use, because I'm not sure what Amelia's got on her.
Black and very like big colors.
So I would be going for a much more natural sort of looking, but still enhancing her face, but just very different to her usual style.
You realize she's just beautiful. There's something like naturally beautiful about her.
Uh-oh.
Under all the shit.
You know how much ammo you're giving Miggy and Gabby right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're clear. So you know what's happening.
As I kind of have one hand on Amelia's face as I'm sort of steadying, I've never seen you without makeup before.
We all have our armor, babe. Some of us wear it different.
Yeah.
So you can be anybody you want to be. That's the fun of it.
Still working that part out.
You can take what everyone thinks of you and turn it upside down and turn out one day just to be someone else completely. Trust me. I grew up on a farm.
Did you? Oh, wow. Your life looks a bit different now, hey?
Yeah. A stint in Europe and you get a bit of a different vibe on shit. But you don't have to be who everyone else thinks you are, and you don't have to be who everyone else tells you you are.
Sylvie's just watching this exchange with a cocked eyebrow and a smirk on her face. Quietly.
Now, if I could only get Pickles Pebble Stein to like me, my life would be complete.
Try tuna. He loves tuna.
Well, give it a crack. All right.
I'll just give her one more little pat on the face. Well, shall we do this?
Let's do this. Do you want to drive, Sylvie?
Sure. I guess that's
You've got a lot more heightened senses than I do. You could probably react a lot faster to situations around us if something happened.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I might get overexcited.
So I wanted to mention, guys, before we go.
Phase out.
Okay. Something that Sombra said that sort of caught my attention. Unless it's glazed in some way, glass isn't particularly reflective. It'll reflect light, but you're not going to see yourself in it. Like, it has to have a backing of sorts. So we might be okay unless they've done some sort of fancy iris situation where they've...
I just don't want to even
Oh, I'm saying... No. I'm just saying, like, maybe it would help if you have nerves about being reflected in glass, like unless there's some sort of backing, like a mirror situation, or if they do the double processes and like do the thing where they put in the annealer and the iris glaze, like if they do that, then we might have a problem. But like if it's just glass, like the ones we have, we're probably going to be okay on the reflection part. So
Sylvie,
yeah.
you have a whole backstory that I just. You know a lot about creating shit.
Mhm.
Like, a lot. For someone who's a street kid.
I mean, when you're on the street, you find jobs that will pay you, you know. And I may or may not have worked a couple summers at a Renaissance fair and learned how to blow glass.
I'm just saying.
That's so cool.
You have layers like an onion.
Or an ogre. But yes.
Ogres aren't real, are they?
Until 6 weeks ago, we didn't think vampires were real. I'm discounting nothing. Like, I thought they were fairy tale characters, and they're not. So,
And you're literally about to walk into werewolf territory, so who fucking knows?
seriously, it's like Shrek
Yeah.
all over again.
All right, let's
you head out?
drive.
Heading
let's get-
out? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, she changed to the go-go juice. We're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
She doesn't have her TPK makeup on, though.
I am. So you all drive up into the hill country. I guess one of the things Sombra did mention before she strolled off, or in her little speech, was that you should stick to a direct route and the main roads and not find yourselves wandering too far. And the directions are pretty straightforward. You head up into the hill country. It's just outside of Fredericksburg. It's between Fredericksburg and Kerrville on the highway. So it's not terribly off the main roads, but there is it's just kind of an old barn and house. So it's an old barn that has been converted into like a studio, and there is a house next to it.
Can we tell if anyone's awake?
Doesn't seem to be. Not from the outside, at least that you can tell.
No lights on in the house or the studio?
Hmm?
Are there any lights on in the house or the studio?
Yes. Yeah, there's a, it seems almost like lamp light from the house, it would seem. Do you all still have your headlights on, or how do you do it when you get to the driveway? When you get to the driveway,
Sorry.
How do you do it?
I think we should cut the lights and walk.
Yeah.
Amelia's been like bouncing her leg like the whole trip there, because all of a sudden she's feeling very naked and like stripped clean of all her power and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of gets out and is like letting the bravado is gone, and she is very much letting Sylvie and Claudia lead.
And you're outside.
She can't see shit.
And you're outside of anyone's protection.
Before we get out of the car, I'll just put my hand on Amelia's leg, the one that's shaking, and just, hey.
This isn't the stuff that I'm good at. I mean, I could get through a window, but like,
Well, what's the worst that can happen?
we die.
We die.
Yeah, don't say that. Mm-mm.
Well, at least if we die, we won't know about it.
Or we upset the werewolves and everyone we know and love gets slaughtered.
I don't like any of this at all. for some fucking glass.
Well,
You wanted to see the glory holes.
I can see glory holes that aren't in werewolf territory. We're here for a specific.
I told you I'd take you to the village. I don't understand why, like, you're.
Let me remind you, I don't like penises. So glory holes outside of this, probably not my thing.
But you keep doing it anyway. It's a joke. Again,
Wait, what's a
make
glory
jokes
hole?
when I am nervous.
You know what? It's fine.
Okay, so
So a
and
glory
Amelia
hole,
goes into a long-winded explanation about the culture of glory holes throughout gay and queer society, etc., and what they do and are, and how it is participated and part of like cruising culture.
But also, did you know that no one is quite sure which came first? The glory hole in gay culture or the glory hole in glassworks? No one knows which came first because the glory hole in gay culture and queer culture,
They're both round. Who knows?
it goes back to Roman times, right? The first documented mention of glory holes in that context went back to Roman times. But
Thank you for joining us here on the History Channel at San Antonio by night.
But the first use of glass went back to ancient Egypt because King Tutankhamun's mask, the big blue mask, that's glass. And makes no sense because it should be the precision that it's all put together. It should be done with lasers, but it's so perfect. But then,
So you're telling me that aliens are the reason for glory holes?
No, because okay, maybe, but also I'm just saying, I think it's really interesting that we don't know which one came first. We don't know which one was named after which one. So,
and they're both
either
round.
way, you're sticking things into a hole
and heating them up. Okay, so yes, Pink follows behind Sylvie and Chloe.
I just love like the idea that someone info dumped Sylvie at a Ren Fest and she absorbed it.
Like, when you're working with somebody for 5 or 6 weeks, you learn things.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
The more you know.
So as you walk up the path, Sylvie starts panic info dumping.
What I do, guys.
And
Sylvie.
I'm sorry.
You come up to what kind of what would be like the barn doors. There's obviously a house kind of on the back side, and it's converted. It's not like someone brought this barn here and put this barn, like this happens a lot in the hill country. They like move barns and then build a house on the outside. So it's like somebody's shop. And there's a big sign that says Glazing Saddles.
I
got to give them points for the pun. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gone.
The only thing I have an issue with that is that the glazing glass isn't really a thing. So maybe they'd also do glazing like pottery. Do they do pottery too? Maybe they
Amelia just like slowly puts her hand over Sylvie's mouth and says, "I love you." Is it relevant to what we're currently doing right now?
Yes, because glaze actually would be reflective. So if you see glazed things, you should stay away.
I'm just assuming we're fucked no matter what happens. So, yeah, cool, sweet.
Meanwhile, Claudia will quietly walk around the barn on the outside and maybe the house too, and just see if there are windows looking into the barn.
The barn has the like prop up, it ventilated like side bits. So you assume that there's probably like that it has the ability to be like pretty open with a lot of airflow.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh no, for the other people around me. we just go up and say hi?
At 1 o'clock in the morning?
It's
Yes. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess you and I are good at sneaking. I don't know. Like, it always seems like we're having to do Mission Impossible shit. When it would just be like, and if we get busted, we can't like make them forget. I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb idea. I'm just like,
I think it's a great idea. I'm not sure about doing it at 1 a.m. is the thing, right? Like, if we come back tomorrow night, maybe, you know, at an early hour
8
before
to
people go to
9.
bed. But yeah,
and we don't really want to hang out here for too. Okay, let's get sneaky. Are there any cameras or alarms or?
Doesn't appear to be. Welcome to look.
Can I look and see if there are any like
Sure.
cameras or alarms or?
There seems to be like a very basic ring system that's been, you know, or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Easy for us to get around, like.
It's very like simple, you know.
Amelia like pulls out a phone and looks up the place on the internet and see if they have a shop.
They do.
Are there any glasses that look like our glasses on there?
No, it's more like, so you realize that they do
Custom orders.
Yeah, it's more like custom orders, and they teach classes like where they, you know, let people, like, there's obviously they would probably sell things there, but it seems like probably most of it seems like this is the actual shop. There's not as much of a, they probably
retail.
Yeah, they probably, with Fredericksburg so nearby and all of the kind of touristy areas, they probably put their wares in someone else's shop.
Mm-hmm. Consignment. Okay. So, what are we doing? How are we getting in?
Well, you said it could potentially be opened up, right?
So is it just the one, like when I walked around the place, is it just the big one barn door at the front, or are there?
There's the barn door, and then there's like the shutter type windows that open.
I would say the shutter windows would probably make less noise.
How big of a hole is it? Like the shutter window type of thing? Is it like, could a person get through, or?
Easy.
Okay, so let's do that first.
They're like, if you think about, sorry, I'm trying to give you like a mental image that, as not a farm kid, you might, like in the movies, you know how when you see horse stalls and there's like a big opening and the horse like walks up to it. It's about that size, right?
Like a half door thing,
right? But there's like a ability to open and close the other.
Are they padlocked or anything?
They don't appear to be. They might be hooked from the inside, but
so they're currently closed. Are they?
Yeah, they're closed.
Right.
Okay, I guess who's the strongest?
Probably.
You're up.
Wait, hold on. How do we determine that? Actually, like who has the most points?
Have you got potence?
Have you got? Don't you have fortitude?
I have
strength is my dump stat. So.
Do you have potence, and how much strength do you have? Because I have 2 strength, but no potence.
2 strengths and 1 potence, which is cat's grace.
No, that's celerity. Like,
fortitude.
No potence as in
2 dots in fortitude, y'all.
Strength.
2 dots in strength.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, honestly. Honestly, probably, unless I'm catted out, it's probably Amelia.
Okay.
She's our brawler.
Amelia will try and open the door.
It's going to go well.
Larceny and strength.
The fact that I did not take any points in larceny now still hurts my heart.
I have 2 in larceny and 2 in
Well, there you go. Off
All
you
right.
go. You can do it. Not me.
All right, so that's 3.
Yay!
Okay. So I
You
open.
like get your hand in, you pop it's like a hook and eye pop, you push it out, you lift it up.
This
Your girl
seems really easy. This seems really easy. Amelia's just like
Yeah.
super hyper vigilant. So the only reason things are this easy, either they're incompetent, or because there's would be expensive tools in here, or they feel so assured that everybody knows not to fuck with their shit that they don't need to.
I mean, you can always make more glass. And glass blowing tools are relatively inexpensive.
I still have a
You
bad
first.
feeling about this.
So, yeah, I'm going to crawl in.
Okay.
Just look around. Like,
It's dark inside, but you have your cat eyes, do you not? Yeah.
yeah, I do.
You can see in the dark.
Do I see anybody?
It's pretty open, right? You know what it's
Yeah.
got like a seating area, so you can tell where they do some instruction. It seems actually that they've set it up that they can open it even further, right, than just the windows, because you need a lot of airflow. There are workbenches, work tables, all the things you would expect to be there, and there seems to be some storage area of different of the more like smaller tools, those kind of things, right? Like the colors, the different stuff.
So on the bottom of the glass, we found was there a maker's mark? Did we decide?
There was it wasn't a maker's mark that anyone recognized, but there was a marking.
Okay. Can we tell if it came from a brand or some kind of press or anything like that?
Yes. That's
okay.
You all determined it was some kind of tool probably that had marked it.
So I'm going to go look. I'm assuming there's like a bucket of like presses. Usually what we had at the fair was like a kind of a suitcase that would open and it had little shelves and stuff like that with different presses to make buttons and whatnot. So I'm going to look for 2 things. I'm going to look for something that looks like it has little baby drawers. And then also like a bin that would have like what would appear to be like brands almost. I'm going to look for those 2 things.
Okay. Yep.
Amelia starts to also just like quietly like edge herself in. She doesn't want to leave Sylvie in there alone, but she's also happy to let Sylvie go very, very fast.
Intelligence and investigation.
Oh, fuck.
Is there a computer anywhere? A desk with like paperwork or designs?
Yeah, there's a desk. There's that kind of stuff.
That's a good roll.
What did you get?
I have 6.
Wow.
2 10s, a 9, and an 8.
Nice. Also, I'm just so grateful you've just started giving me your success list. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's only taken me just 20 episodes to get you to do it.
18. Thank you very much. Not quite 20. And
No.
not 18 because I didn't come in until 2.5.
So, you can find, the area that you're looking for. And as you're going through it, you do see a brand that seems to be theirs, right? That would indicate, right? And it would be very strange for an artist of this level to not leave their own mark on it.
Okay.
You're that it would not be like indicated in some way seems off to you. Like whether maybe they were paid for exclusive rights for something, or told to make something not attached to them is kind of what you're starting to realize if it was made here.
Okay.
And we will get back to the rest of your investigation in a second. What were you looking for on the desk?
I'm looking for like paperwork or designs or something to figure out, like, you know, paper trail possible.
Yeah, you find a like a filing cabinet that seems to have different designs and things on it.
Is the design of our stuff in there?
Roll it.
I will follow Amelia in, and the first thing I'm going to look for is reflective surfaces.
That's a good plan too.
And maybe just have a general look around to see if there's anyone in here. What am I rolling?
Your wits and investigation. You're gonna take a little bit to go through the things.
Amelia is panic searching, like she's like stressed.
Yeah.
Any reflective surfaces around?
There is glass about. You're not sure if any of it is like. It's still very dark in here. You're kind of like it's not. It doesn't. There's not any like blatant
like mirrors.
So you feel like it's a little maybe safer than you had thought it might be, but it is also gives you a little bit of a sense that like you don't actually know. Right, they were like Somber was kind of vague, and like, do you actually know like what kind of surfaces they can go through, and if they can, like, what does that mean for a place like this?
With my phone on silent, I'm going to quickly text Sombra and just say, Sombra, can you clarify what kind of reflective surfaces they can come through? Like, does it have to be a flat mirror? Can it be a curved surface? Does it need to have a backing?
And she responds with, well, truthfully, I don't understand it.
Is there any indication that the glassblower might be a werewolf? Any way for us to know that? Or did we just walk into the warehouse a werewolf?
How might you want to figure that out?
No, is there fucking dog hair everywhere?
Sure.
It's a chew toy.
There's like a dog.
I don't know what else how you would even look to see if there is a werewolf around. But dog hair is the only thing I could think. Roll for dog hair. It's another t-shirt for Gabby. Roll for dog hair.
After checking for reflective surfaces, I'll go join Amelia looking through paperwork.
Okay. You can roll the investigation.
Roll for dog hair.
You watch that she is. You see that
an investigation.
You can see that Amelia is flailing and is like very out of her depth right
now. Okay, so back to you, Sylvie. They as you're going through the stuff, you're like, damn, these people are organized. And it is very like easy for you to like kind of start to put it to, you know, like their organizational system just suddenly like clicks for you. You're like, oh yeah. And as you are looking over in that kind of storage area, you do find a handmade, like, of the sea with the 2 dashes under it that you did have on the bottom of the glasses.
So it's a press, or is it just written?
It was a press.
Okay, so hey guys, come here.
Go over.
We come there.
Okay. And I
And
show.
it's like it's the exact size. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is it.
I'm gonna show them the press. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna pocket it. Get the fuck out.
No, Sylvie. Take photos of it and leave it.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Take a picture of it. Send it to Samra. Should we send it to Samra?
Is there any matching, like, is there anything that seems to go with that stamp? Like, are they in a collection of stamps that have other things in it?
I would imagine it would probably be the same handle or something. I doubt they would have multiple different types of handles.
No, as in,
This
like,
one
the
seems to
letter.
be handmade.
Okay.
Like, are there any other handmade ones that might be able to give us clues? Because we didn't have all of our glasses. I broke mine.
The ones we
And
do have,
Izzy left her behind.
the ones we do have all had the same mark on them, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they all had the
But
C.
also,
Is there anything
was
in the
also a-
paperwork that matches the C?
or also, I'd like to look for anything, because there was mention about the actual pattern of the glasses, the individual glasses being slightly different to each other, but clearly part of a set. I'm looking for anything around either in the paperwork or in any projects that are, visible. Anything that matches the style or that would indicate that that it would be that artisan's handwork.
So
Handiwork.
thank you. You reminded me of your crit, your like super crit before. What did you get on your investigation in the filing cabinet?
Terrible. Like a 0, nothing. Unfortunately.
You don't find anything in the paperwork.
Can I look at the glasses themselves?
Did you bring them with?
No, like, can I look at their glasses that are on the shelves
Oh, sure, yeah.
and just see if anything looks the same? Like, there should be something. Like, if you're going to make glasses for something that seems important, and I assume that whoever got a hold of them to make these glasses, they probably indicated some level of importance. You're not going to just, like, make a new design. You're going to make a design that you're not going to fuck up. Something you've done, before.
But what if they've asked for a specific design?
No, but if we have, if one of us remembers, like, I'm assuming we would remember the glass looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I look for a glass that looks like my glass?
Sure. Like as you're looking around, I mean, you can see maybe how they fit in, like when an artist is asked to do a piece of art that's outside of their normal work.
Right.
Like they know what they're doing and it's very well done. But it doesn't look like anything else, but there's something about it that you can tell is from that artist.
Is there any indication?
You get that sense from looking around at the stuff that's here.
Is there any
one-offs?
Okay. Is there any indication that our glasses lent themselves to a certain time period in history? So like Italian Renaissance, Germanic, Viking, modern, anything like that?
You can roll your intelligence and your academics. Okay. Any of you, if you want.
I got 2.
I have a specialty in academics research. Is that going to help at all in this situation?
If you were to do research on it, then yes.
Mm.
But
Okay.
Write that down for later.
You could
Yeah.
do
Do your
research
roll.
on it. Like,
I would like to do research on it at a later date. So should I just roll without that specialty die,
without the
or
specialty, then yeah.
okay?
Four.
4 for me. Yep.
There's
The
something.
brains of the organization.
There's something extremely primitive about the glasses shape,
Okay. So like,
despite how like you feel like you could, with that and some extensive research, nail it down.
so like for instance, the glass isn't as thin as it could be. It's thicker in places. It's not
The
Is that what you mean?
style feels primitive.
style. Okay. But does it seem like that's an intentional thing? Like they study that particular style, or they're ill-equipped to be doing the thing that they're doing?
It seemed like it was being specifically done in that regard.
That's what I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
From
I
what
wanna
you guys
take-
can gather from what's around.
and are our glasses in that same primitive style?
No. Your glasses are the ones that are primitive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
And
misunderstood.
Yeah, that like as like yours have a. You feel like you could nail down an era,
Got you.
but there's something about your glasses in comparison to the way these glasses and the other things are around that
Mhm.
you're realizing like there was something specifically being done here.
Is there any like signage, like decorations in the barn that indicate like belonging to something? It might not be something that Amelia understands,
Sure.
but like a club or a a motorcycle club or a any like logos that are like prevalent that this person may have been connected to someone that may have.
Sure, yeah. There is a like a bulletin board that's got different things, and it's like the Hill Country Artist Society announcements, and so it's just different people that are different local artists from the Hill Country.
Is there anyone on that board? Are there any names that cross over from the co-op?
Yes. Mark's name is there.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. All right, take a photo of all of that for the cross. So Mark seems to be like the connection who's pulling everything together.
I'm also taking photos of everything.
And yeah, for sure, the press as well.
And any glassware and stuff that is here. Just for comparison's sake later on.
You rolled shit on your investigation, right? Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
This is the moment in that we're like, so much lore and cool stuff that I'm sure we're missing, and it hurts my soul.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should bail.
I think we should go.
It hurts your soul. It hurts my soul.
Because you made it
Let's make sure we leave everything exactly as we found it.
10-4.
Mm-hmm.
You're the boss.
Yeah.
And yep. And then we crawl back out of the window
Perfect.
He's like, let's go
And-
the fuck home.
Why don't you guys
And-
roll your dexterity and your stealth?
Oh
on your
no.
way out.
Do I add
That's
a
not gonna be
point for
good.
for having cat's grace? Do I add a dice for having cat's grace?
Sure.
Dexterity stealth.
4, 3.
No.
Amelia.
No. Fucking hell.
1 success.
Fuck. Fucking hell. We were so close to getting out of here without getting us killed.
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you know that music? That's like run.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So as you're going out, like you guys are you get out, doing pretty good. You get the the thing shut. Sylvie, you even like managed to like rehook.
Claudia does it. Claudia's like,
Right. But when she went in, right, like, and she like, you like rehook the barn door window, and Amelia is like standing there, and just like turns for, because you guys are getting ready to go, and you step on a cat's tail
No.
because there
and
was
cats
a
hate me.
random barn
cat.
Sure.
and it just like, and like.
Run.
Fuck out. Yeah. Just book it.
You guys just gonna run?
Yeah.
Is
Run.
if I see those two bolting, I will try and chase after. But
I will
my
literally
first-
like, if I have to, I will literally
Pick her up.
pick Claudia up.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Like between the two of us, we go around arm in arm around her arm, and so we're just like.
Question: What is the surface that we're on? Is it like gravel, like crunchy
Gravel
gravel?
road. Yeah.
Oh shit!
That's
Yeah.
okay. We can get you.
We're out.
Just it's gonna be fucking noisy. Is the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys are like starting to bolt, you see like a light go on in the house. And this is so good. And
I want to die. And I can't use any of my powers.
you do have the ability to re-roll things.
Oh, that's right. You have willpower.
Yes, I would spend 1 point of
Oh,
willpower,
that's
please.
right.
I would also now like to point out she's laughing as I do that because that means that I now only have 2 willpower points.
Ooh.
So all frenzy and everything like that, I have 2 dice. 2. And some things you just auto fail.
Ooh.
So that's the smile. That one.
It's up to you. I'm just telling you.
No,
have
we need to
the
do
option.
this because, like, we need to get out of here. And, like, I'm terrified this man is a werewolf and we're fucked. Okay?
Yeah, I'm honestly
We just-
scared that we just walked in because it didn't even occur to me until we were here. Like,
Listen to the way that I'm talking. That's how stressed I am right now.
Like, if you guys actually had gotten out of here without fucking something up, it would be a miracle.
Hmm.
The stress levels.
So while she looks that up, we will say we're gonna give everybody a break.
I'm so stressed right now. See you soon, guys. Ah!
Freaking holy. Girl can't even go out and get a quick bite to eat anymore without getting a freaking text from someone. Hi, Dad. I know you've got the cameras. Why couldn't this been done by the... Hey, Amelia! Oh. Freaking cat. Okay, fine. And it's not even sorted. Fine. It's okay. You'll get it put away and then you can go back out. At least we know it's not blondes. Ugh, blondes. All right, so our tone 2805. Yeah, Queen Etoli, Constantine Wolf, Key Pirate Pixie, and then we have Amy Lynn SMMS, Fluffy Alpaca GM, Matt Stormcrow, Zombie NATO, Disgruntled Goat. Okay. Chaotic Clooney, perfect. W Desseron, and that GM guy. And the ones that need to go over to, yeah, the other section. Those. Okay, so Saltiest Unicorn, Adventures with Dan. Okay, I remember him. Good guy. Let's get him the other security clearances too. Oh, W Desserton. W Desseron. Yep, they need the clearances as well. Okay, so that's everybody. I don't understand. This could have easily been done by the intern. Hell, the freaking cat probably could have done it. You'll like me someday. I hope. Better go clean up. No blondes. Ugh.
Welcome back.
All right, so you re-rolled.
So I
That's
can only
exactly it.
re-roll 3 dice. So I have 1 success. I have a dice
and you're
pool of
yeah,
5, and I can't re-roll the hunger die. So, and I had 1 success, so I can re-roll 3 other die.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll do that again.
Characters may spend 1 point of willpower to re-roll up to 3 regular dice on any one skill or attribute roll, including a roll involving vampire disciplines.
Okay. So you have 4?
And I still get 4 because I roll a 9 and a 10.
Hey.
So 4. And I ended up with 4 in total.
Okay. On your
Save the day.
Rewind. No cat stepping. You all do fairly well getting out of there. You get the thing done. You seem to be perfectly fine.
Seem to be. I don't like this seem.
Everything seems to be
thing.
going like really fucking well for you guys. You know?
I feel this is just like there is no threat, and she's just playing this up to like increase our stress levels.
So you get to your truck or your van at the end of the walkway.
I'm gonna peek in first to make sure there's nothing inside.
Check the tires.
Fine.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Do we want to maybe push the van for a little bit? Like put it in neutral, push it down the road a little bit until we're out of sight of the house.
Amelia, as apparently the strongest person.
I mean, we could both do that. We could put Claudia in the driver's seat. And...
We have no rear vision mirror, by the way, because I ripped it off.
Is the van manual or automatic?
I love it. It's manual.
No, usually something that big is automatic.
No, it's definitely
manual.
What?
Amelia drives stick. No, I'm sorry, darling.
Sylvie, I can't drive stick.
Fuck. I can.
I'm leaving that one alone. And then...
You know what? Lesbians can drive stick, okay?
I didn't say anything.
Let's just go. Come on, guys.
Okay.
Yes, Claudia stops an argument of them being dumbasses, having a loud argument as they try to sneak away. And she's like, they're so pretty, but so dumb. As we start, like, as we get out of there.
Let's get the fuck out.
Yeah. Main roads.
Let's get home. Now.
Mm-hmm. We have to get back into...
Yeah.
Can we
I
take
think we all just breathe this, like, sigh of relief
Not
as
yet.
soon as we're...
No, not yet. Wait, just hold on to it for a minute.
Would all of you roll your wits and perception, please?
I said that's why.
No. Do you mean awareness?
Sure.
'Cause...
Yeah, probably awareness. Thank you. Nothing. All right. Amelia, is that red truck following you guys?
No.
Like, you know, like when you're and there's like a car and you're like, they're not close. Like, are you being tailed? Are you not being tailed? Like, they seem to be I don't know.
Can we maybe go to a...
Is that happening? And then Sylvie, you're like, that guy's clearly not paying attention to us. Like,
And because I rolled a 7, that means I'm right, right?
you don't know.
Okay.
Amelia's panicking. Is that a red van following us? I feel like that red van is following us.
Truck. It's a red truck.
Red truck is following us.
You're pretty certain you're right. But so is she.
I think, like, we need to get into San Antonio and we need to, like, drive to Bruja territory. Like, it's gangland.
Yeah, away from
like,
Kai's territory. We don't need to go to Kai's territory.
If we go into Bruja territory, like, the guys might be, like, Poor Claudia's just watching the two of them be like.
While they're arguing, I'm gonna get out of my seat, go to the rear of the van, look out the back window, but still try to stay in shadow,
Sure.
like out of the headlights of the other car, and also like no flash, take some photos of the car, and I want to look for in particular the number plate on the car.
Yeah.
And also see if I can see the face of the person in the car.
You can't really see the face. Like they're like got like a baseball cap on.
Do Texans have a front plate?
We do. Yeah.
Okay, because Pennsylvanians don't, and I wasn't like it's state to state, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Not every state has front plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas does.
That's why I wasn't curious. I was curious if that even was a thing.
I say we like I still live there. Texas does.
Once a Texan, always a Texan.
That's right.
Amelia's full on got like her baseball bat ready, and she's like ready to like. She has this imagination in her head that she's like gonna kick in the doors because she's got the back. They're the back like normal opening doors. She's gonna like kick them out and like jump onto the other car with like in her head. She's just like.
So are you gonna go around the city, or are you gonna go through Caius Terre? Because the highway goes either you could split off and go around the outside of the city. You could either go towards Dolores's area or towards Sombra's area if you want to go around, or you have to go straight through Kai's area to get to the next.
You're driving.
Shit. I agree that we shouldn't go back into Kai's territory.
Okay, which way are you going to go? Towards Brujah territory. It would be closer if you go through Dolores's.
Is the car still following us?
Sure seems to be.
Is there any way for us
I
to
hate
know if we've seen that truck before? So like, was it parked at the house?
No, it's just coming down the highway. She's being crazy. Like it was just.
I don't
Are there any
wanna
other cars on the road?
And you like take the exit for the highway, and so does that truck.
Jesus fuck. Is there a is there a truck stop? But I don't know if we should stop. I just want to know if no, probably not.
Don't stop. We
No.
just need to get back
As you're
into.
driving and you go like around in Dolores's territory, it takes the exit off towards Austin.
You're a pain in the ass, you know that?
Shut the fuck up.
Are we too far now to still go through Kai's territory?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just keep going.
I just want to go home.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't like werewolves.
I don't.
Like, we get home,
You going
and Amelia...
You going home, or are you going to Brujah territory?
Should
Well, if they're not following us anymore and there's no one else following us anymore, there's no need to, like, do that.
Yeah, no.
Should we go back to Elysium and like report back to Sombra?
No?
No,
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why would she be in Elysium? Claudia, can you call her and let her know that we're back and we seem to have not upset anyone?
I will send Sombra a text.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
That-
I
that just
didn't
says-
die.
We're back in the city. We found what we were looking for, and we got out safely.
As far as we know.
You get an okay?
Amelia pulls up to the apartment. Like, when you guys pull up to the apartment, Amelia literally says, "Get out." And then takes the car and goes straight to Trixie's house. She is so hyped up on, like, adrenaline and fear and terror. She's all like, I love you guys. I got shit to do. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay.
So when you guys get upstairs to the apartment, I'm assuming you're going to do some research.
Yeah.
Now you may re-roll it if you'd like.
Awesome.
And
You can do this, Claudia.
You've dropped the difficulty by a lot.
What are we rolling?
So intelligence, academics,
Yes.
with the research specialty.
Yeah. 3 for you. So you get the glasses out and you start looking at the glasses with the, the photos you've taken. And so you guys have
Big money, big money.
4 of the 5. Is that right?
I think
No, 3 of the 5.
3 of the 5.
So I broke mine, and Izzy put hers back on the platter.
Right, but they were all. Oh, right. Izzy's was the one that they couldn't find.
Apparently, because the Ventry suck.
Yeah. I thought they. Maybe I did that. Okay, 5 for you.
Yep.
Okay. So you get the, and you realize, like, as you're looking at them, Sylvie, you're like, okay, right? There's like, is there a color pattern? Is there like, what it is? First time you kind of like looked at them, and you really started to like break them down, and you realize that you you definitely saw like what would be the material pieces.
Okay.
Right. That were it. This has got to be the shop.
Okay.
There's no way this isn't the shop. You saw all of these colors. You saw kind of this style. The marking. You have like this is definitely where they were made. But you can't seem to like put anything more than that together from it. But like, yep, definitely.
Okay.
When you do your research, 1 second.
She pulled out the book. The scrapbooks come out.
Are we able to see like what? I'm sorry. Are we able to see if it's let's try this again. Soda bicarbonate glass, or if it's some other kind of glass? Can we tell if it's tempered or if it's anything like that? You know how I can tell? I can do a thing. Is there a kettle? I'm assuming there's a kettle for tea or something in our apartment, even though we can't drink tea.
I want to be very clear. You have reached the end of my knowledge.
A tea kettle that I can boil water in.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go make some water.
Okay.
And first of all, Claudia, are you going to kill me if I break one of these glasses?
Why would you break the glass?
I'm just curious what kind of glass. And if it's soda bicarbonate and it's not tempered properly, it can't handle high heat.
Yes, but why is that important?
I don't know. It seemed important at the time. I don't know. Because if they use the... Here's why. So if... Although we didn't take a glass... Never mind. If we had taken a glass, which we couldn't have done, but if we had taken a glass from the shop and we'd compared it to the glasses that we had, we could compare the types of material, the type of glass that they were both made out of. If they are non-tempered, so if they went in an annealer, which I should have noticed whether there was an annealer or not, and they crack under high heat, it means they are soda bicarbonate.
Yes, but why is that important? We already have...
because they wouldn't, generally speaking, be using 2 different kinds of materials. They would use the same kind of material. So having the press is one thing. Having the pressing, yeah, it's the same press. It's clearly made from here. But also, normally glass blowers aren't going to use 2 different kinds of materials. They're going to use what they're comfortable with. So if they had to, they wouldn't have imported a different kind of glass. I just felt like it was like a secondary, like, yeah, this is definitely from here because the same materials are being used. But there's no way to compare the 2, so that's just me being stupid.
We don't need that.
I'm just panicking. I'm panicking. I want to make sure we did this okay. I haven't had a panic attack in like 4 hours, and I'm due for a panic attack. So yeah.
So it seems to be like very, when you start researching the glass shapes and the glasses that you have, there's a modern aspect to it. Right, because of the pattern, but the actual glass shape is pretty firmly
in the 1600s into like style.
Yeah.
There
Like
seems to be
Renaissance.
something like about the shape, and like I said, like they're kind of primitive, right? But they're clearly done beautifully. And as you're looking at it, you recognize that you realize that the patterns in the glass, although there is like each of them is kind of a different color, like the base color is different, but there's like a golden thread that runs spiraling down the glass and connects to the C press in the bottom.
You said there's
Like-
a golden thread?
There's like a golden
Yeah.
spiral that goes directly to the C press, and it had the press that has the C with the dashes underneath it has gold paint in it as well.
Okay.
So each of the glasses is its own color, like its own base color, and they're short. They're shorter glasses,
Mhm.
right, with a shorter stem, and the shapes are not actually like, it's almost like somebody did actually try to do them in an old style.
So like
Somebody with
Renaissance.
modern techniques.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm
I'm sorry.
No, Claudia, go ahead.
knowing that information, I would like to do a little bit more research.
Sure. You did really well. So what else do you want to know?
Well, I would like to know what era of history and any significant events or significant public figures, that sort of thing, were from that time period. Like
Sure.
basically, like what happened during that sort of time. The glasses
Yeah, like a
emulating.
general history search of the medieval era.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay, so medieval. Does the sorry.
When was the prince born?
Well, my other question was going to be is there the location of so sorry, the glasses, the shape of the glasses, is that location specific in the sense of, was this style of glass primarily made or found in a particular
European
place in the world? European.
So
Okay.
you said that we're looking at like the 1500s probably.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at the Renaissance era. So we're probably looking now. My question then is it Germanic or is it Italian? Can we tell? Are we able to look to see if it's Germanic or Italian?
The glass?
Yeah. Well, the style of glass, because Germanic and Italian Renaissance, they vary. They're not the same.
Sure.
I'm just curious. I might be going way too much at this point.
Going very deep. It's
I get really nerdy.
we're gonna say you can't tell because I don't know.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay. If I were to shine a camera light on the gold,
Sure.
is it metallic or is it glitter? Does it look
Metal.
like glitter? It's metal. Okay. Because those are two different things. Okay. Okay.
Is that same spiral on all of the glasses that we have?
Yes.
I mean, Shakespeare's Renaissance era, and if the glasses are Renaissance era, and is the Prince a Renaissance era, and all the things Renaissance. I'm trying to if there's a. I'm still trying to figure out why the prince hates Shakespeare so much. Like, it seems very personal. Do you think they knew each other?
I mean,
Do you think they
possibly.
dated? That might be.
I don't know where to go from here.
Okay. I think we need to send the information we have over to Sombra. Like you said, we are.
Dolores wanted us to look into the glassware, didn't she?
Dolores, you're right. I'm sorry.
We could certainly send. Do we have Dolores's number?
Yeah, you have all of everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I would say let's text Dolores. Let her know what you found.
Would you like to do it, or shall I do it?
I mean, it's up to you, but yeah, I can do it. That's not a problem at all.
Okay, sure.
So I'll just text over all the information that we're able to gather. And also, do you happen to know when the prince was alive? Do we know that about her? Because I'm curious about something.
You have no idea.
No. I'm asking, like, in the text. I'm sending that over. Like, hey, I'm just curious. Do you happen to know when the prince was
you're
alive?
sending that to Dolores?
Yes.
Dolores replies back, it's you should never ask a lady her age.
Fair enough.
And then it just comes back with really damn old.
Okay.
I'd like to do 2 more bits of Googling.
Sure.
I would like to Google, firstly, the glass place. I would like to find information about who owns it, who runs the classes, who any other master craftsmen that work there. I'd like to collect names and probably look everyone up individually.
Sure. Yeah.
And also try and find examples of their work online to see if there's to see if we can trace it back to a person.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing.
So yeah, there's one primary artist there whose name is Rachel. Rachel's husband seems to be somehow involved in the business side, and they have rotating apprentices that come, but it seems to be mostly like a pretty, smaller operation. They're pretty well known, but and been doing it for a really long time, but it's not maybe outside of the hill country they're probably not known. It's not like a super famous, but they're clearly well connected in the community. At one point, Rachel's husband, whose name is Jeremy, was on the board for the Hill Country Arts Community Arts Board. So you feel like that might be where some of that is.
Okay.
I'm also going to look up Mark and see if there are any. Actually, there's sort of several more things I want to look up.
Sure.
Sorry. I want to look up Mark and find general information about him and what he does, but also see if there are any connections between him and the artist network Hill Country thing that you just mentioned that I've forgotten the name of immediately.
Yeah, that's okay. I gave you guys his last name before, did I not?
Probably.
Amelia's not smart enough to understand this. But C underline is also a mathematical symbol, which means subset of. So A, C underline B is like A is a subset of B, like everything in A is in B. Could she have come across that on her Google searches in relation to the stamp and thing like that? And does it have any relevance, or am I just like stabbing in the dark?
She could have come across that information.
And does that have any? Does that feel like it has any relation to any kind of like symbolism? Or is that like, or is the C underline that's the mathematical symbol to like has a different look to it than this C underline?
Hold on, let me look up the things.
Sure.
Also, no, we haven't got Mark's surname. Like, we would have seen it on emails and stuff, but I don't think you've given it to us yet.
Carter.
Mark Carter.
You can roll. You all are gathered at the apartment the next day. Is there any specific? You're just going over to like blow off steam. Is there anything?
That's just like I have got so
I don't
much
feel
adrenaline.
safe. I'm gonna go be with my big protector. Got it.
My Valkyrie.
So, when you guys are all regathered and Izzy's there, and you guys are all kind of going through, and you're kind of looking at the different things. Okay, you have a choice. As a group, insight or academics. Your whole group's gonna roll it.
Prefer insight.
I have 3 in insight.
I have nothing in academics.
I have also nothing in academics.
I have 2 in insight.
What is the attribute?
Wit.
I have equal insight in academics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, so you're all gonna roll insight.
Just insight. Oh, we're doing the attributes and
Wits and
wits
insight.
as well. Okay.
So this is one giant collective roll.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
Oh, you're pretty good.
Well done, friends.
I had a 1 and a 10.
You hit your difficulty. So as you're looking at it and you're putting the pieces together, you start to realize like there seems to be some kind, like there starts to kind of come out of it some like things that like the era seems to matter. You look at this C mark and you're like, it's not, it could be a subset, but it feels more like a Roman numeral than a mathematical. There are parts of it like, but you're not now that you're like looking at it, you're like, are the lines actually just connecting like the golden spiral and it's not actually part of the C? Like it was more of a design choice. And you realize that in the other, you guys did smash your difficulty here. So, in the maker's mark of the glass blower, there's another line that they have in theirs. And so it feels almost like they still managed to leave a mark for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but that couldn't be traced. So it's actually, you're like fairly certain it's just the Roman numeral that matters, that's stamped on the bottom. And that there's got to be something potentially between each of the glasses, like that. And you start to think about it, you're like, oh fuck, everybody whose glass that, like, you all had those colors that matched your glass in your armor.
Okay.
It feels more like they were each connected to each of you, and there's something about you all that's being. What was your? Go ahead.
The 100-Year War happened in the 15th century.
I was just about to say that. You're on mute, Pearl.
What's the 100-Year War?
The war between the French and the English that literally went for like ever. 100 years.
And the glassware is of European origin. The armor payment came from Brussels, I believe.
Did it come from Brussels?
Was it Brussels?
So, 100-Year War was 1337 to 1453 between England and France.
Who were the
glasses seem to be more in the 1600s.
Okay. Plus, if they're Italian Renaissance, then that's different than English Renaissance. What was the year that that San Antonio came into existence in its current state? Like,
ask anyone that.
I was just thinking if it's a centennial situation. Like, it's the centennial of the prince taking control or something like that.
Maybe.
Is there any... Would we be able to maybe ask Dolores that or something?
You can ask somebody.
So I'm going to... Maybe not Dolores. I don't know if Steve would answer that question because he's really close to the prince. So...
Who were the major players in the 100-Year War? Like, as in, who was in power at the time?
Well,
yeah, but like specifically people who was.
Wait.
For out of game knowledge, because I'm Googling at the moment. Like Philip the VI, John the II, Charles the IV, nobody. Henry V, nobody really like.
I just can't wait to watch the stream people also throwing ideas out. This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
For who?
And I am just totally basing Dell's research based off the fact that Claudia is smart.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And you all made a group insight check.
There is also something called the Long 100, which is symbolized by the number C.
Yeah.
Also known as the Great 100 or the 12th. And it was simply translated as in Germanic speaking countries as the centum or the Roman numeral C.
Yeah, which is 100.
Yeah. But it was it's Germanic in nature.
What is it?
It's literally just...
It's a way of counting, but it's very...
It's the number 120.
That's from that period.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's an ancient vampiric group.
Like the Illuminati, but for vampires?
Gives me that vibe. And
like a secret society of vampires within Vampire Society. While we're doing this, I am going to text Dolores to see when the city, what would have been or will be the centennial of the city. That's it. Just what's the centennial of?
You can look that up on Google. I wouldn't, or is it?
I don't mean San Antonio itself. I mean, like San Antonio as a vampire society. What is the centennial of that? That's what I'm asking.
There is something about this as you guys are talking and putting it together that you're like, are these toasting glasses? Are we toasting to something? The celebration aspect of this seems correct to a degree.
Which would also
some kind of like, like there seems to be something to like what it is that this track that you all are on.
Yeah. Is there anything significant about the date that we were taken or that we returned?
Yeah, I need
like the 1st of September. Like, is there like, is that related in any way to, like, if you're toasting like an anniversary of something? Or
so as you all kind of dive further and further into your research, you get a message back from Dolores that says, I don't know, some version. I think it's been 120 years, something like that. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. So thank you for watching with us tonight. And we will let the group continue their research. And if you know any of these people, you're welcome to try and help them out or add to their confusion. And with that, we'll see you next week.